Hi guys, now this is what I've learned from working two jobs. Now, I've worked two jobs for about 6 months, and I work at a gym and I also work at a retail store. And what do I do? Well, I'm a front desk associate at the gym. I occasionally clean, put weights away, and I help customers with their membership statuses to cancel it, to sign them up, and to go through a tour with them to see whether they like the gym or not for them to actually sign up. And that's what I do. Retail, I work in with kids, and I pretty much go get shoes for their firstborn, either little kid, big kid, and for some women, adults that fit kids' shoes. And working two jobs, well, for me, I'm such a very ambitious person, as in, like, I literally overworked myself to burnout to the point where, like, I was doing almost 30 hours with one job, and then I'll do maybe another 30 hours with the other combined. I was doing, sometimes I'll do 20 hours with one job, and then I'll do another 30 hours combined with the other. This led to burnout. I was putting in 16-hour shifts, I was putting in 24-hour shifts within 2 days, doing that consecutively, back to back. And mind you, I don't drink no coffee, I don't drink no Celsius energy drinks, so I was tired. I was feeling it. So that's why I haven't been posting on my channel, because I've been so exhausted from just working alone that I just, as soon as I get home from work, I'm literally sleeping in bed, or I'm just playing a video game and then I call it a night. But I've had to learn a lot. One thing I know about myself is that I pick up skills very quickly. Like, once I do it a couple of times, like, I'll know it, and then I won't have to, like, for passwords, like, I remember passwords, within the first few times of me doing it. Like, systems, I know how to ring up people. I know how to talk to people. And that's another thing. When I was working these jobs, like, before, I was very, like, less talkative, and, you know, very low volume even, but now I have to speak up. I have to talk, and I have to let people know, and I have to let people know very politely of what's going on, So I used to be shy, and now I'm not as shy anymore. And it was from the result of working two jobs. And when you work at a gym, you have to see the same people almost every day. So, you know, as long as you're a nice, friendly person and a nice, approachable person, then you're gonna make friends. You're gonna meet people, and of course, you don't want, you know, the people that you work with, like the members that are at your job. You don't want to hang out with them as friends, but you're friends with them for the time being while you're at your shift, and it could grow into more. It could go into connections, and they could connect you to somebody who could change your life. And you know now you're in a better place than you are now. Some people, they want to refer you to a different job that's a better paying job, and that's how it works in the real world. You shake somebody's hand, you get to know their name, and now your life is changed. And it could be in a good way or in a bad way, but everything is a lesson. So I learned to not take things personal, because most people, they take everything personal, especially if somebody's yelling at you for either money out of their account that they wasn't aware of, or something was missing. Like, we didn't have this particular item and that they needed, like they needed soap, we didn't have soap, so they got upset about it, or we couldn't do their return because it was their fault. So it's learning how to not take things personal, and it's learning how to give yourself balance as well, because I had to learn how to give myself balance, because I'm such an ambitious person that it's like I forget that I have to sleep. And when I don't sleep, I end up losing myself. When you lose yourself, it's like to the point where you can't just feel anything. Like, I couldn't feel my face, I couldn't feel my movement when I was walking. Like, one job, I'll do at least 10,000 steps per day, per shift. It'll range from 10,000 to 12,000 to 13,000 at the end of the night, depending on how busy it is. The other job is like maybe 3,000 steps, but if I push myself to move, then I make more steps out of it. So I'm doing about 3 to 4 miles a day working. Like, so there's no point in me doing cardio. There's no point in me doing legs because my legs are already in shambles when I clock out. So, but yeah, just working two jobs is like it's a lot. Like, it's a lot on your plate. You have no social life. You barely have days off. I literally get like maybe 1 to 2 days off, and it's to the point where I have to take days off because my schedule is so jam packed into one. It's like I'm doing double shifts one day, and then or I'm working every day, and then I get 1 day off, and which is better than doing double shifts because a double shift could be 16 hours, a double shift could be 14 hours, it could be 12, but that it gets tiring because my shift starts from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're like, oh, you have a 6 a.m. to 2. So when you get off at 2, you go home and enjoy the rest of your day. But no, I don't enjoy the rest of my day because I'm literally home sleeping either for 2 to 3 hours. Then I got to wake up again. And then I have to, because if I sleep longer, then I won't be able to sleep at night. So technically, I'll be up overnight. And then I have work at 6 and I'll be tired at work. So technically I don't have my day, So 6 a.m. to 2, I gotta wake up at 5 in the morning to get to work on time. So just imagine that you're waking up an hour early just to get to work on time. You gotta shower, you gotta get ready, you gotta drive there, and then clock in on time. Like it's a lot. So, but one thing I've learned is that because I know I'm like running off of a tangent here, but one thing I've learned is that I've met so many people just from me having a nice personality, and sometimes when you're too nice, it could really hurt you because what if your boss sees you not doing your job because you're being too nice or something like that, or you let somebody slip by because you're too nice, and you don't want to jeopardize your job because you're too nice. Like you have to always put your feet down because people will literally take advantage of your niceness, and it's like, oh, the customer's always right. But yeah, we have a business to run, so if you don't run that business properly, you will lose your job. And that's where I had to put my foot down a couple of times where, I'm not yelling at the person, but at the same time, I'm still standing my ground. Like, you have to speak with authority or else they'll just run over you and you won't, because eventually you want to be a manager one day, get paid more, right? More responsibility, right? But yeah, working in retail is like some days feel robotic and some days are boring. Like my jobs are very boring. Like if there's nothing to do, there's nothing to do. Like you literally have to make yourself productive or else you're gonna hate it there. Like in the retail place, I have to either we used to have TV, so I would watch the TV on my downtime when, obviously I'm not supposed to watch it, but of course, if I'm going to be there for 8 hours out of my whole entire day, I'm going to enjoy my shift no matter what. So I'm going to watch the TV. There's SpongeBob playing for the kids, so I'm going to watch it. So that would make time go by instead of me just, walking back and forth or just being on my phone all day. And technically, you're not even supposed to be on your phone at all. But yet, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. You got to pass the time because the time literally goes slow. One thing I notice about work is like the time goes slow while you're at work, but when you're at home getting ready for work, the time goes by so fast. And then when you're on break, the time goes by so fast. But as soon as it's time for you to go home from work, oh, it's those are the slowest hours. It's like, come on, like nobody wants to be here all day. And then by the time I get off work, bro, by the time the store closes, I'm exhausted. Like I'm literally tired, yawning, and everything, body torn up, and it's just like I want to go home. It's just taking its time, taking its time. But it's just you just gotta learn how to deal with people's attitudes. People are crazy. Some people are nice. Some people, whatever. You gotta make sure that you pick your health over everything. Like, there are people that crash out that they get a kick out of it, and it's like that's the type of people you just gotta avoid because you don't want to deal with no crash outs at work. Like, no way, not me. So I just try to be nice about it, try and change up the scenery or whatever. And then, but yeah, I always try to make people laugh at my job. Well, both of my jobs because it makes me feel good. Like, I already don't want to be there for 8 hours out of my day, but I know I have to be there to make the money. So therefore, I have to be able to make somebody laugh because it's gonna just literally kill me inside to just be on my phone, to not talk to anybody, because I get it. Like, people want to clock in, go home, and not interact with nobody because they just don't want to deal with nobody. But me, I'm gonna make somebody laugh next to me. I don't care if it's a corny joke or something I've thought of. 9 times out of 10, I'm funny. 9 times out of 10, it works, and I come up with different jokes all the time. And it works. And when I make people laugh, I feel good, and I laugh, and it's like the best medicine, bro. Laughter is the best medicine, cause retail, it's so robotic. Like, people just be like, oh, they come into the store. Hi, I want this in a size 6. Do you have this in a size 6? Yes or no? Yes, you have it. Okay, you go and grab it. You give it to them. You check them out, and then they leave. Sometimes they don't even give you a conversation. They'll say, hi, how are you? How's everything? But they don't give you a conversation. My gym job, however, I do get people that do talk. They talk about life, and I figure out what they do for a living, and I learn about how their life was. And, they're treating me with like respect, and they treat me like a human because they're working out. They're not in a rush to buy something. Then they're in and out. So I understand. But it's like, if I don't want to be somewhere for about 8 hours out of my day, I'm going to make the best of it. And I'm going to smile as much as I can. I'm going to be nice to everybody, treat them with respect, treat them how they're going to treat me. Just because I'm nice, I'm not going to treat everybody nice, even if they're being disrespectful towards me. If you're being disrespectful, if you're being rude towards me, like disrespectful towards me, I will be the same back. Like, I don't play that crap. Like, I'm gonna treat fire with fire. Like, but I just don't get myself to that point. Like, obviously, if you're rude, I just ignore it. But you're not just gonna walk up on me and just do anything or think anything is all gonna fly. Like, nah. But yeah, I get paid, like, it's not that much. But if you want stuff here and there, obviously, you would love to work more to have a livable life. But if I can't get enough skill sets to do that, then I guess. But that's why I'm trying to just do this YouTube thing. Literally, I've been slacking with YouTube because I just been working so much, because I just don't have time. Like, I barely get days off, and the days off that I do get, I only get like 2 days off if I'm lucky. And then when I'm off, literally, I don't do anything when I'm off. I literally just stay home and I stay in bed. Like, I don't move. The only time I get up out of bed is to go eat, go shower, and then I'm back in bed. I'm back in bed again, unless I have to do chores or something. But it's literally just my life right now. Like, work 2 jobs until I get a better paying job to where I could get one job, and then, or if YouTube works out for me, then I'll be happier. But that's why I haven't been posting. But that's what I've learned about 2 jobs. It's just to be nice to people. You never know what they're going through. You have to make the best of it. If you don't make the best of it, then it's not gonna work out for you. You have to give yourself balance. Like, if you don't give yourself any type of balance in life, you're gonna really screw yourself over, because you need your sleep. If you don't have your sleep, then you cannot work. You cannot function. Shaking people's hands, being nice to people. Always meet people, because you never know what connections that they could bring you, and you just have to just do it. And if you want it, you're gonna go get it. You're gonna go after it. But if you do not want it, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get up. So you got this. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. I appreciate you.